What's that, Rick Lesley? Come on, let's talk in the lounge. Come on.
Well, you said it was urgent. So...
Well, I wasn't exaggerating. It looks like we have a breakthrough on that missing nurse of yours.
You found her?
Well, not yet. Sit down. Not yet, but if we do, if we're lucky enough to find her, it would give us a good shot at getting at Dern.
Yeah.
Now, Joe Kelly called me again from Buffalo. He didn't take time to explain, but he got an address on the woman, went there. The house was deserted, but luckily, a next-door neighbor gave him a very vivid description of the lady.
Did it include a birthmark?
Yes. And on the same hand that Amy said. We took all the data, put it through the computer, came up with what we were looking for.
Some kind of artist composite?
No, better than that. Take a look at this.
Photographs?
Mm-hmm.
Record?
Ever see her?
No, I don't remember her from the other day. You?
Lesley?
Oh, gosh, I don't think so, and I believe I would remember those eyes.
Well, you're going to see a lot of them.
Why?
Well, because I'm going to post this in the cafeteria downstairs, and then I'm also going to put it on the TV news, and you'll see it in the evening and afternoon newspapers.
Well, obviously, then you think this is the one.
Well, I'll tell you, according to law, I can only call her a suspect, but between us and off the record, I'll bet you 10 to 1 that this is the woman who murdered Buster Jacobs.
Well, I was right all along. There's no oil on that land. Never was and never will be.
And I'm not in at the moment, but if you'll leave your name and number and the time you called, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Please wait for the beep.
Well, Barker here. Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm afraid my test results have proven what I've known all along. There is no oil out on that land by the dump site. None at all. But call me in the lab when you get home. Thanks.
So the only thing we can do is issue a warrant for the woman's arrest.
Well, if I know you, you already have.
Yes, at 8 o'clock this morning. It's a statewide warrant, but I think she's probably left the country by now.
You've got her name?
Oh, sure. Name? Yeah. Teresa Elm, Catherine Tucker, Deborah Rudder, Mildred Pavlik. Folks, we are dealing with a professional hit woman. There are enough names here to fill a phone book. Would you like to hear some more?
No, I think we get the picture.
Well, of course, I've already notified Interpol. Sorry that I don't have any better news for you at the moment.
Bert, don't say that. You've done very well. Thanks.
We're sure trying. Listen, are you sure there is no hospital policy against my posting this in the cafeteria?
Not at all. We welcome it. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'll be talking to you when I have any other news. Bye now.
Thanks, Bert.
That is exactly the last thing in the world I wanted to happen.
What?
I got all the sports center's problems smack right dab in the hospital's lap.
Yes, it would seem you have.
I should have realized that something like this could happen. You know, Buster might have been safer if he'd stayed in that hotel room with Packy.
No doubt you've seen the afternoon paper?
No, we just had a talk with Bert Ramsey, however.
Very tempted to run out there and steal every newspaper from every board member's front lawn before they can take a look at this.
I wouldn't do any good. It's going to be on the evening news.
Yes, and also, Bert's gonna post a flyer in the cafeteria.
Professional hit woman in my hospital.
Steve, I think you better
let me...
let me...
a member of the mob who's wanted in 6 different states.
Steve,
You're running out of excuses and explanations, Rick. The mob has infiltrated General Hospital. And it's nobody's fault but yours.
Steve, I don't want you to turn this into some kind of personal confrontation.
It is personal, Rick. I consider everything that happens here as my personal responsibility.
I do, too. I always have. That's why I think we should sit down and discuss this civilly.
Really? I
Yes.
was under the impression I was being quite civil.
Okay, fellas, come on now. What's done is done. Arguing isn't going to change anything.
Maybe not, but it might prevent something like this from happening again. When I look back on the Bradshaw episode, I realize how much pain could have been prevented with some honest conversation.
Honest conversation can be very difficult if you're setting yourself up as the principal and we're your students.
Rick.
That's how I feel.
No, Rick.
Well, Leslie's right. I guess sometimes I lean on people a little too hard, but by golly, it's my job. And if I'm upset now, you can hardly blame me. Murder, Rick. Murder right here in General Hospital.
Steve, it will blow over, you know, as well as I do. It's going to take a little time with this.
That's not the point. I want to know how to prevent it from happening in the future.
I don't know if we can.
We could start by keeping our personal problems out of the hospital. And before you start accusing me of beating around the bush, I'm referring to the sports center. I hope I don't have to repeat my warning to you, Rick.
Steve, I have tried very hard to keep these two things separate, but when I found Buster in his room, he was in critical condition. Now, would you have preferred that I send him over to Mercy?
Of course not. You were acting as a doctor.
Yes, he was, and he usually does. And Steve, we're on the same side here. We're the victims.
Yes, and soon we'll be victims, possibly, of a medical board meeting.
That's what you're really worried about.
I'm worried about a lot of things, Leslie. But my main concern is to prevent something like this from happening again.
Well, you know that we're going to do everything we can to see that it doesn't.
I wish I could believe you.
Steve, please believe it. I value this hospital very much. I always have. Its goals, its purposes are mine. And I would never let you down. If I did that, I'd be letting myself down.
You really mean that, don't you?
I wouldn't have said it if I hadn't.
We both do.
All right. Your loyalty is duly noted. Let's just hope we can put this whole matter to rest without too much of a hassle. Sorry we had to have this confrontation, Rick.
Well, your apology is duly accepted. Thank you, sir.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I have some patients to see.
Sure.
Leslie?
Leslie,
You really think it's going to blow over?
I hope so. Because we're in big trouble.
I'm scared.
Hey, it'll pass. It has to. And soon.
Jackie, where have you been? This is Ian. Call me as soon as you get in. It's important. I know I say that all the time, but I'm not exaggerating.
Roses are red and violets are blue. As soon as I get there, I'm going to... Oh, look, the end needs a bit of work on it, but look, I'll talk to you later. Al Barker here. Well, sorry to disappoint you, but my test results have proven what I've known all along. There is no oil on the land next to the dump. None at all. Call me at the lab when you get home. Thanks.
Dead.
Where's the lab?
It's the second floor to the right.
Is Ramsey here?
Yeah, he got here about 3 minutes ago.
Call the station. Tell him homicide's on the scene already.
Homicide?
This is crazy.
I've just heard 5 different rumors.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Well, what did you hear?
There was a robbery and X-ray.
We heard it was in the lab. The cop said homicide.
I heard it was natural causes. What? The death. Excuse me.
Well, by the way, the second corridor has been cordoned off by the police. No hospital personnel admitted without permission.
I'll pass the word.
I know you will. At least now we have the correct rumor circulating.
Could you please tell us what's going on here? We've heard 6 different rumors in the last 10 minutes.
There's been another murder
Where?
Murder?
in the lab just a while ago. I'm not sure the exact time.
Who was it, Steve?
Al Barker?
Oh, no.
Barker. He's a young man.
Yes, I know.
Well, do they know who?
Jesse, at the moment, all I know is that Al Barker is dead and Luke Spencer is the one who found him.
Luke. Well, that was a press again.
You know what to do, Jesse. You're the brick wall around here. Nobody gets by you.
I'll take care of it, Steve.
Good. Rick Lesley, I'd like to talk to you in the lounge.
We were just talking about going up to the lab to see what was going
This
on with Luke.
won't take long, if you please.
I'm here about the homicide.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but the hospital grounds are barred to the press.
No, you don't understand. I'm with the coroner's office.
Oh, second corridor to the right.
You heard me, Rick. What do you know about this?
Steve, Al Barker and our relationship has been strictly professional, nothing more.
Would this have something to do with the sports center?
No.
You don't sound exactly sure.
Well, it has nothing to do with that I'm aware of. If there's something that I am unaware of, that's different, but I think that's highly unlikely.
Leslie?
I don't see any connection at all.
If there is the possibility they were after someone else, and Al simply got in the way.
Amy, I forgot to call Amy.
Oh, she's on 7, I believe.
Thank you, Steve. Excuse me.
Sure. I know what you're thinking, Steve.
I'll be in the lab.
Tell Luke before he leaves we'd like to talk to him, all right?
All right.
Yeah, that's right. Wait a second. What about your bodyguard? Is he with you? Okay. Then you are not to go anywhere without him. I mean, not anywhere. Well, we're here. Yes. I want to see if I can talk to Luke. Well, probably when we finish talking to him, yeah. No, I won't forget. Okay, bye.
She okay?
Yeah, she's fine. Full of questions, as usual.
Well, at least something is operating on a normal procedure, isn't it?
Do you think that Steve could have a point? Do you think that there's any possible way this could be connected with the sports center?
Honestly, I don't know. Let's hope Luke has some answers, because I sure don't.
Luke, then that's it?
That's everything we know.
Uh-huh. You say he was testing rocks for you, and then you just happened along and found the dead body.
He happens to be telling the truth, but...
I didn't say he wasn't. I'm just trying to put this whole thing into some kind of picture.
He was an amateur geologist. He was running tests for us on a piece of shale that we found on Hawley's oil site. Apart from that, we know nothing about him. We have no knowledge of what happened here.
Did you have any contact with him earlier in the day?
No, he said the test wouldn't be done until this evening.
And that's why we're here.
Now, may we take the ladies home, please?
No, not yet, Luke. I think there may be some more questions.
Bert,
Look, it's not going to be long. Just hang in there, will you?
Excuse me, Captain.
Yes.
The guy from the coroner's office is waiting.
Oh, fine. Thank you. Excuse me. Now, just stick around.
Oh, Luke, yeah. Rick and Leslie said they wanted to talk to you before you leave.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, we'll go.
Oh, never mind, officer. I'll get there. Hello? May I ask who's calling, please? Mrs. Barker, I'm afraid I have some terrible news for you. Yes, it's about your son.